Hello, freshman class. This is Mrs. Schlosser, Assistant Principal at Palisades High School and also co-advisor of the Freshman Connections team.
Hi, everybody. I am Mrs. Amy True. I'm also the co-advisor for Freshman Connections, and I'm an English teacher here at the high school.
Today, we've prepared for you a video which will outline different opportunities as you consider planning for post-secondary ed.
The various topics that will be in this video will cover a range of items that will regard post-secondary planning, such as videos from athletes who are currently in post-secondary education, and they basically will be informing you about what you have to do in order to play sports in college. We'll also have some videos from Palisades graduates, and they will share some information about what college life is like. And then we also have some information from admissions reps regarding what you would need to do in order to get into college, and information from military and technical and trade schools in order to give you some insight into what you would need to do for that post-secondary planning.
As you watch the video, think about the opportunity you have now as a freshman and the different things to get involved in throughout your high school career. Remember to ask questions, ask your teachers, counselors, upperclassmen. We're all here to help you plan for those opportunities and success here at Palisades High School.
Enjoy the video.
When I was younger, but when I got to high school, I decided to focus on football. I never really knew I was going to play college football. It kind of all came on to me as I went through my years. My junior year, I started getting in contact with a bunch of coaches. I had a lot of help from my coach, Coach Ronalds, in making those connections and reaching out to these people. But yeah, I got in contact with a bunch of different coaches. I didn't really talk to Harvard a ton until much later in the recruiting process. It was kind of a surprise when they got in contact with me. I went through a lot of injuries during my junior year and senior year, so I couldn't really get to a lot of camps that a lot of athletes do when they're getting ready to play college sports. So a lot of my recruiting was done through social media or calling coaches and getting to know them instead of going to like camps, which is more of a traditional route. But my junior year, I got in contact with the coach from Harvard. He came and visited me at Palisades. We set up a couple other meetings, then eventually he offered to bring me up on a visit and go see Harvard and tour the campus and everything. And from there I fell in love, and he offered me a spot on the football team, and it was really hard to say no, so I didn't. And the rest is history. So if you're a high school student and you're interested in playing college sports, in my personal opinion, it boils down to kind of three main things that you want to focus on. Athletics, academics, and attitude. Athletics is the first one, and since you're playing college sports, it's obviously the biggest one. So you need to make sure that, you're giving your 100% in your sport. Every day you have to, show up to practice and put work in and go the extra mile and really setting yourself apart from, everyone else around you. College sports take a lot of work, and, in high school you need to spend time to prepare for that. It's gonna be a challenging journey, but it's one of the most rewarding things I've ever done in my life. And the next part is academics. A lot of kids might think that if you're playing college sports, you kind of have a free pass because you're an athlete and you don't really have to worry about academics, but I'll tell you it's not true. Academics is a huge part of college, and it's really the main reason you're going there is to get your degree and to get set up for the rest of your life. So start early and start with good habits in high school, good study habits and good organizational skills that will really help you later on in life. College is a balancing act between, athletics, academics, social life, and all these things that kind of add up. And by starting in high school with good organizational techniques and good time management skills, it's really going to make that transition easier. And the last thing I want to talk about is attitude. Having an attitude and a good mindset, a good work ethic will set you apart from your peers around you and set you up and put you in a good position to succeed. College athletics has been a wonderful gift to me, and I encourage any of you that are thinking about participating in sports in college to really give it your all. There's no point in kind of not doing your best or holding back or not giving your best effort, because at the end of the day, the work you put in will pay off. It might not be easy to see. If you're lucky enough to get noticed by these college coaches and offered a spot to join a college team, I encourage you to do it. It's been an amazing experience for me. It's opened up so many doors, and it's really instilled in me a set of values that I really couldn't have found anywhere else. College athletics, it really shapes you into the best version of yourself you can be. It allows you to balance multiple things like academics and athletics, a social life. But, when you can do that and you can manage that balancing act and pull it off, it truly is one of the most rewarding things you could ever do in life. And you're going to meet a lot of great people. I came into school, basically having 100 friends already with the football team. And college can be tough to make friends and find new people, but with athletics, it just opens the door for you and allows you to meet so many amazing people and people that I'm going to be friends with for a very long time. Enjoy high school while you can. A lot of people are going to tell you how fast it's all going to go, and you might not believe it, but I'll tell you firsthand it does. I'm going to be a junior in college next year, and it feels like I was at this post-secondary day just yesterday. So enjoy high school, work hard, maintain that good attitude, keep up on your grades, and set your goals and then achieve them. I wish you the best of luck on the rest of your lives and setting yourself up for success. Go Pirates.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Cooper Moyer. I'm a Palisades graduate from 2017. Played soccer for 4 years at Palisades and then played in college. Today I just wanted to talk about the recruiting process, what playing a college sport is like, and just some general questions that I think a lot of kids could have when they are looking to take the next step from high school to college. So first things first, the recruiting process, it's definitely something that can be tricky if you've never been through it before, if you don't have a sibling that's been through it before, if it's something that's completely new to you and your family. It can definitely be tricky and kind of hard to navigate because there are some things that, people who haven't been through it before don't really know how to handle. I think it's really important for you to be honest with yourself about what you want from a school. What do you want to get out of a school, and what do you want to get out of, playing your sport? Are you going to play your sport there with the intentions of trying to be a professional, or are you going to play your sport as something to keep you in shape and, just keep doing it because you love it and then be done after college? So those are the kind of questions you have to ask yourself when you are thinking about where you do want to go to school and where you do want to play in college. The other thing is to make sure that the school fits you on the athletic side, but also on the academic side. You don't want to, end up at a school that's way too hard for you and you're stressing out, so much over class and grades that it affects your on-field performance, and vice versa. You don't want to go somewhere that's so easy, that you're just breezing through, not really doing your work, kind of just, taking it easy and getting average grades. So you got to kind of find that happy medium. So I think those are two pretty important things. And then, lastly, you want to make sure it's somewhere that you can fit in and you can see yourself. I know for me, after my freshman year, I did transfer. And I think that's something that a lot of kids sometimes struggle with because they think that once they make their decision, it's final and they're not going to be able to transfer after that. So just super important that you do realize that, whatever decision you make as a senior in high school doesn't have to be the decision you live with for the next 4 years. Transferring is something that a lot of people do. It's not, super complicated. So just kind of have that in the back of your head when you are going through the process, that people make mistakes and go to the wrong school, and it's a learning experience and something they can grow from. So that would be one big piece of advice I have, is that you're not going to be stuck wherever you go. So if you don't like it after a semester or after a year, it's not the end of the world. But yeah, that's all I've got. If anyone ever has any questions, feel free to reach out Your teachers probably have my contact information, and love to help any of you with any questions you might have. Thank you.
All right, I think we're good.
Okay, we have Ethan Brader here, former Palisades multi-sport star, now Muhlenberg football player. How are you, Ethan?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing very well, thank you. We wanted to hopefully talk about some of the things that you've went through leading up to your college career and during college. So can you talk a little bit about your recruitment when you were in high school?
Yeah, sure. So recruitment, in my opinion, was probably the best part of high school because it's just so many people coming at you, talking to so many different schools. It's like you're the main star. Like you're on the stage, you're the main character. Everybody wants you. Everybody's talking to you, throwing numbers your way. They want you here. They're like trying to show off their school. So in my opinion, it's like the best thing that's ever happened. Enjoy the process because it goes by quick. And when it's over, you don't have another chance with that. But it was amazing going to see schools, talking to different people as students. It pretty much came down to the academics and how much you were going to get paid to go to that school. It wasn't about athletics or anything like that. It's just the best education that you could possibly get.
Okay, good. Now, when the recruitment process finished and you signed and you committed to that school, did anything change with your relationship? Did you still feel as important to them? Do they still follow through with that?
Yes, they do. They follow through with it. They make sure that incoming freshmen or seniors still feel important, wanted, like they're still the main characters. That's their main goal.
That's fantastic. Now, speaking of incoming freshmen, when you come in, was it a shock, the amount of time, work, effort that you had to put in? Can you talk about the balance of athletics and academics?
Yeah, so coming in freshman year was a big shock, especially with football. Different sports may vary, but football, we had preseason before academics, and I was busy from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. No breaks. 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. I had meetings, practice, walkthroughs, just straight football without academics. And then when academics came into play, kind of got stressful trying to balance it, but you kind of get a feel of how your semester is going to be. And then, like, as you go on, you learn how to balance it and become a better student and student athlete. So,
okay, that's fantastic. Now, what supports, if any, does the school offer for its athletes?
right. So the school is big on academics. If you do not have the grades, you cannot stay at the school. Simple as that. So they offer tutors. They have workshops. So they have students that are majoring or minoring in the class that you're taking will have a workshop for you to go to get extra help on what you're learning in class right now. There's a writing center if you're having a problem writing. And then you can even go talk to your coaches. Your coaches are more than willing to help you out. I know my one coach, I sat down and had basically a math class with him, just going over math problems that I'm talking about.
Wow. So the coaches are even educated in college.
Yes, they are. As my head coach says, school first, sports second. So they take that into factor.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, do you have, when you start out, do you have like your 4-year plan, 5-year plan, redshirting plan? Do you have that set in motion, or does it kind of, or is it a wait and see kind of thing?
It's kind of a wait and see. You want to take it one semester at a time. Just enjoy the experience. Don't try to rush it. There's a lot that's going to be on your plate, but just enjoy the time. And things may change in a year or two, but you just have to enjoy it now. And from freshman year to sophomore year, you just keep growing. You mature, you keep growing. You actually find out who you are as a person when it comes to academics, school, what you want to do after school, because that's the big picture. You only get 4 years of athletics, and then you're in the real world. So,
is there anything at all that you wish that now you're kind of a little bit into the college process? What year are you now?
I'm a sophomore.
Sophomore. So you're almost, this year you'll be at the halfway point in a month.
Yep.
Is there anything at all, if you could rewind to high school, that you would change about the process, or any decision, not to make you second guess yourself, but that you would make differently, or something you would plan out differently?
To be honest, no. Palisades did a great job preparing me for college, academics and athletics wise. Making sure I have everything necessary, what to expect, and you kind of have to just dive right in and figure it out yourself. There's a bunch of things that nobody can tell you what's going to happen. You just got to dive right in, take it head on, and you're going to have bad days, but it's how you get back up and keep pushing forward, in my opinion.
Very good. Well, I just want to thank you for taking this time. It's going to be very beneficial for our student body.
No problem. Thank you.
All right. Take care, Ethan.
You too, Mr. Schlegel.
All right. Now I'm going to try and stop recording. There it is.
Hi guys, my name's Vincenzo Grilletto, and I'm currently a second-year physician assistant major with a minor in neuroscience and biology at King's College. And King's College is located in Wilkes-Barre, PA, which is by Scranton, so if you watch The Office, I'm right by there. I graduated from Palisades in 2019, so about 2 years ago, and during my time there, I was involved in a lot of extracurricular activities such as Spanish club, and I was in cybersonics for 4 years. I was highly dedicated to that, and I was also in the medical career pathway program that Palisades offers. Mrs. True wanted me to record myself today, or tonight. I just finished studying in the library all day, and just give some advice. So my biggest advice would be to take a lot of APs. I know it might be hard. I took 4 in 1 year, having all the AP exams in like one day and all that extra work. It's really hard being in high school, but then when you go to college, you don't have to take any of those classes. Like I came in, I don't have to take any histories. I don't have to take any English or literature, so I can just focus on my major. Another thing I would advise is freshman year. I know high school is so exciting, your first homecoming and all that, but you want to get your grades up and going and get a good GPA while the classes are a little bit easier, because as you progress, they will get harder. You want to keep that good GPA because colleges will be looking at that. Another thing I would advise is if you're interested in something in the medical field or in the business field, engineering field, anything like that, I would highly advise going into one of the pathways that Palisades offers. As I said before, I was in the medical career pathways for my junior and senior year because I didn't know if I wanted to be a nurse practitioner or go level up and be a physician assistant, or go another level up and be a doctor. So with the med careers, I was able to shadow and talk to all different roles within the medical field, and that helped me to decide, like, hey, I want to be a PA with my life. And then with that, I worked with my counselor, Mrs. Turgeon, and I picked out the classes that would best benefit me to get into a good PA school. And with the help of teachers such as Mrs. True, Mrs. Banis, and all of them, I was able to get good grades and get enough credits that I wouldn't have to take any extra classes. And I got into King's College, which, if you don't know, it is a 5-year master's program. So that means I get my bachelor's in 3 years instead of 4, and then my master's in 2 years. And we're 3rd in the country, so if you want to be a PA or a nurse, we have a great program here. But yeah, that's all I could say is study hard. I know sometimes you like want to go to that party or go to homecoming or hang out with your friends, or you just think, oh, it's high school, like I can just breeze by. What I can say is that the studying skills you learn now will greatly benefit you when you get to college, because if you don't know them when you're in college, and if you're in like any sort of STEM major, it's going to be really hard for you to adapt quickly. All right, if you guys have any questions, I'm sure Mrs. True will give out my contact information, and just let me know. Have a great day.
Hello, everybody. My name is Julia Costello, and I am a Palisades alumni in the class of 2019. I am so excited to be here to talk to all of you about post-secondary day, no matter what your plans are, whether you're going to college, securing a job, community college, whatever you're doing. I really hope that my video segment can be of some help to you guys. So as I said, I'm Julia Costello. I am a transfer student for school. I was going to a music school in Princeton, New Jersey called Westminster Choir College. I went for a semester and then I transferred over to Marshall University, and I am a sophomore now at Marshall University. I'm going to be finishing up my sophomore year, going into my junior year. I study music education, and I also have something called a math education endorsement, which basically means I don't major in math, but I don't minor in it. So I will be endorsed for grades 5 through 9 in the state of West Virginia to teach math. And so I'll pretty much have it's kind of like a mini degree in a way, but it's not a major and it's not really a minor. It's kind of more than a minor, less than a major, if that makes sense. Demographics of the area, pretty much the same as Bucks County. West Virginia is a very small town kind of state, kind of anywhere you go, and I love it here. So you guys, if any of y'all are thinking of going to West Virginia, I know some people from Palisades go to WVU. It's a great state, so I love it. Highly recommend you come to West Virginia any point. What is college life like? That's the second question. College life is really, really awesome, I think, because it provides a little more flexibility. I was just saying the other day how high school, you wake up so early. I remember in high school, I woke up at 6 a.m. every single day, and I'd be at the school sometimes till 7 p.m. at night, going hardcore all the time, no breaks. At college, what's nice is that you are still having a pretty busy schedule, but you can have longer breaks in between classes. You can kind of pick and choose your schedule to where maybe if you want to have night classes, you can schedule most of your classes at night and then you don't have to do stuff in the morning, or vice versa. I am a morning class person, so I like to get my stuff done right at the beginning of the day so that I have the end of the day to relax, decompress, and have time for extracurriculars. And that's part of the question. Do I do any extracurriculars? And I do a chamber choir group. I also do a lot of instrumental stuff. I am going to be in the marching band as well. I actually have to do it for my degree, but it is also an extracurricular. So I will be doing that, and it's just really awesome. There's a lot more options to in extracurriculars, which is so cool. But Palisades really has prepared you in all aspects of that, which I will definitely talk about. How has high school helped to pursue my career aspirations? As I was just saying, Palisades High School there's no such thing as over-prepared, but if there was, Palisades over-prepares you, and it's awesome. If you guys are nervous about not being prepared for college, you will be prepared for college. Palisades High School, I think, is one of the best schools in the whole world preparing you for college, because when I got to college, you're going to have to take prereq courses of general ed courses like English. And let me tell you, Palisades has kicked butt. They really do prepare you. All we do with MLA formatting and research papers and how they emphasize all of that, Palisades prepares you. Portfolio is a major, huge part of prep. I know portfolio can seem like a drag, but seriously, you have your resume done, cover letter done, all these things that so many high school students don't have prepared for college that you do. And you guys are going to be more than ready. Do not even be worried about that. And in terms of extracurricular involvement, how has high school helped with that? The high school is incredible. I mean, you guys know, I'm sure all of you are involved in so many extracurriculars. The socialization aspect of it, and just how incredible Palisades is at including everyone in anything, that kind of attitude is going to really, really prepare you for extracurriculars in college. And I think it's going to be easy for you guys to get involved, make friends, put yourself out there, because Palisades encourages us to do that. I know they always encouraged me to do that, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that too. I just think it's so wonderful, everything Palisades does to prepare you for college. I'm going to end there, though. I don't want to take too long. I hope you guys had the most amazing school year. I know you guys are finishing up in about a month or so, and I miss you all. I miss Palisades so much. Guys, be so thankful that you're at Palisades, because seriously, they prepare you more than you could ever understand. And I wish you all the best of luck in any of the post-secondary plans you decide to do. Bye, everybody!
Hi, my name is Philippa Russell, or as most people know me, I'm Pippa, and I graduated from Palisades High School in 2020. I'm currently at Mercy College, which is in Dobbs Ferry, New York in Westchester County, which is about a 20-minute drive outside of Manhattan and about 2 hours away from where I'm from in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Here at Mercy College, I'm part of the Global Honors and Business Honors program, where I'm a major in marketing and minor in data analytics. College life is a lot different than high school, which I think most people expect, but it's not like you have a daily routine that's the same every single day like in high school. For example, my Mondays look a lot different than my Fridays because you have a lot of freedom as to when you want your classes to be. All my classes are only once a week for 3 hours, so there's only one day where I actually have 2 courses, which gives you a lot of time to have your free time to go to the gym, to hang out with your friends, to do extra work. And there's just not as much in-person time. So you do have to learn to get your work done on your own. High school really helped me to pursue my education aspirations as well as career aspirations because I decided to really challenge myself in high school and take a lot of classes and really fill up my course load, which I highly recommend high school students to do because with the AP courses and dual enrollment courses that I decided to challenge myself with in high school, I got credits in college, which will help me to fulfill my aspiration of graduating early and to get into the business world sooner in order to make some money. So I highly recommend doing that. And not only does it give you credits in college, but it helps your work ethic and time management skills, pretty much every interpersonal skill, grow on a different level because I'm now able to get my work done and have fun and balance my social life and school life really, really well. And I highly recommend you do that. For my in high school, I took a lot of extracurricular activities. I did a lot of extracurricular activities. I joined a bunch of clubs and I was part of a few honor societies, which I think really helped not only for my college applications, it looked really good, but it also helped me to be a better communicator. So I'm now more comfortable speaking to new people, reaching out to people, and especially with professors. If you're more comfortable talking to your high school teachers, you'll be more comfortable getting to know your professors, which is a really smart thing to do, especially at a small school like mine. And this will help you in your future create a better network of people in the world. And and it also, joining extracurriculars in high school will help you feel more confident to join extracurriculars in college. And with COVID, I'm not able to join as many extracurriculars here at college because there simply aren't as many there's a few through Zoom, but in the future, I know I'll be more confident to join them because of what I did in high school.
Hi, my name's Anna Leinebach, and I'm a double major in mathematics and education at Cabrini University. And I chose Cabrini because there was a really great education program at Cabrini, and I'm so glad that I did. Choosing Cabrini was like a really good thing for me. I met lots of amazing people who I get to call my friends now. I am a part of the tennis team now, and that's like a family. Like, I love being a part of the tennis team. And some things that I just generally enjoy about college is I love being able to be in charge of my own schedule, being able to create and pick the classes that I want to take. I work really closely with my advisor to make sure that I'm staying on track, but it's I love being able to pick my classes. This semester I was able to get Fridays off, so that's awesome. Some other things I love about college though is also living in the dorms. I know it sounds scary, but once you find really good roommates and you find people that you vibe with, living in the dorms is such a fun experience. And honestly, it's an experience you probably won't get anywhere else besides in college. So I highly recommend living on campus your first semester. It's very fun. And then I also really enjoy the professors at Cabrini. The professors in college life, this is what I've heard from all of my friends as well. Professors really do care about you once you get to college. They can help you. They'll meet with you. If you just reach out to your professors, they are there for your support. So that's really awesome. I would recommend to first-year students, if you are choosing college, to really be yourself in those first weeks. Those first weeks are kind of weird because everybody's trying to make friends. Everybody's trying to be themselves. But you'll find your people. You'll find friends that you can hang out with. And once you do, it becomes so much better and it becomes so much fun. So my advice is just be yourself and you'll find your group. Some other advice that I also give is just finding a spot on whatever campus that you go to to like study and like make that like your spot to like go to study and like do work, because like my spot is in the library in the second floor. There's like a really cool table up there. It's like I go there to do all my work, concentrate. It's like really good, like separated space from our dorm room, so I'm very productive there. And yeah, so I just recommend finding a space and being yourself. Your first year of college might be hard, but you'll get through it. And once you learn to love yourself and love all the things about college, it becomes such an amazing experience. So I wish the class of 2021 a really great year, the rest of the year at Palisades, and I hope to see you maybe soon.
Hi, I'm Samantha, and I'm a French and German double major at Skidmore College in Saratoga Springs, New York, which is not a super diverse area, but the student population definitely makes up for that. College life is great because you get to make your own schedule, and you can choose when your classes are and when you want to do work or when you don't want to do work, and that's a super great opportunity to just figure out what works for you. There's also a lot of extracurricular opportunities. I'm on the e-boards of our Body Positivity Club and our student-run literary magazine, and I've been to tons of fun events run by different clubs that I'm not a part of, or at least don't go to regularly, so that's another great opportunity. Also, there's a great availability of on-campus jobs. This semester, I've been working as a monitor in the studio art building. I work for about 10 hours a week, and I can mostly use that time to do homework, which is really useful, and there's a lot of jobs like that on campus, so that's something you can look for. I think in college, generally, the most important thing is just making sure that you have a good schedule and finding a good balance between your schoolwork and other things like your friends and your hobbies, and definitely make some time for yourself to spend alone, because that can be super important for your mental health. When I was in high school, I would say that AP classes were the best thing that I did in preparation for college. The layout of the classes and the rigor of the coursework is definitely the closest thing I experienced to a college class before I went to college. Unfortunately, since I go to a relatively small liberal arts school, my AP credits didn't clear any requirements for me. In some cases, they didn't even count as credits that I could transfer, but that's okay because the skills and the content that I learned in them have been so useful. I took both AP English classes while I was in high school, and they definitely brought my approach to academic reading and writing to a college level, which is important in even non-English classes. I've taken a bunch of art history classes in particular, where I've noticed that the skills that I learned in AP English were super important and definitely gave me a leg up on other students who maybe didn't have that experience. In terms of content, for my majors, AP French and AP Euro have been definitely really useful. For extracurricular activities in high school, I was in madrigals and I did theater, and I also took dance lessons outside of school. I would say that being involved in a lot of extracurriculars enriched my high school experience and my college applications, but most importantly, it taught me how to manage a busy schedule and how to juggle constantly shifting priorities. Extracurricular activities are a great way to make friends in both high school and college, so if you have the opportunity to get involved in something that interests you, I would definitely say do it.
Hi, my name is Madison McGovern, and I am so excited to be speaking to you today on your Freshman Connections Post-Secondary Day. A little bit about me is I graduated Palisades in 2020, and I currently attend Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee. So I definitely picked a college really far away from home, which at first was such a culture shock and honestly very difficult, but I can say now that it has been one of the most rewarding experiences of my life, through not just only gaining independence, but being able to meet people from all over the country and all over the world has been just amazing. Going to school in a big city, highly recommend. So at Belmont University, I study biology, and I have a pre-health emphasis, which means that I am either thinking of attending med school, veterinary school, or dental school. For me, that's veterinary school. I would really love to be a wildlife veterinarian working with animal conservation one day. But I actually have two minors at the moment, which are environmental science and chemistry. So as for how college is like day to day, right now, as I'm sure we all can imagine, my freshman year was very different. and very challenging to actually go out and meet people. But as things started to kind of like improve day to day, I have experienced such an amazing pool of friends and people that I can definitely like rely on, which I have found so amazing. My daily routine with college is, getting my classes done right in the morning. Something that's really different is that you have a lot of flexibility in your schedule, how you want to make it, if you want an 8 a.m. or if you work better at 2 o'clock. So for me, I work so much better in the morning. So I get all of my classes done. I front load them right in the morning. So I have the rest of the day to get my classes done. Get my homework done or get any of my other projects done or study later in the day. I'm currently involved in Greek life in college. I am a Kappa Alpha Theta sister. I am in clubs that are really oriented to my career goals, like Women in STEM, pre-veterinary club, and environmental club. So those are something that is so important and so worthwhile to get involved in clubs that are really oriented to your career goals and will be there to motivate you every single day. I absolutely love being in clubs that we're all very like-minded and we all are striving towards the same things. That can be so motivating. So I highly recommend that. As far as my extracurriculars in high school go, Palisades has been so rewarding for me, and I definitely know Palisades has helped me get to where I am today because I poured into Palisades what I wanted to get out. So that's something that I take with me every day. What I want to get out of it, I put the same amount of effort into it. So I was involved in student government leadership positions. I was involved in varsity cheerleading, in musical theater and the choir, and literally those friends that I have made through those clubs and those extracurriculars, I have taken with me, and I can just tell they will last a lifetime. We still check up on each other, which I find so amazing. I absolutely love all my friends that I've made at Palisades, and also the teachers. The teachers have made such an impact on my life. Teachers that probably don't even know they left an impact on me have left an impact on me. Not only just the teachers in the science department who have helped me realize my passion, but teachers in every department, from English to art to math. They have all shown that they not only care about you right now and you passing the test, but you for a lifetime, like your goals and your career aspirations. So if there's one piece of advice I could give to you that will not only help you succeed in high school, but will help you succeed in college, is to pour into Palisades what you want to get out. Because I can tell you that Palisades will leave you with experiences, relationships, and knowledge that you will need and will be so beneficial to you 4 years down the line. So that is all from me. I am so excited and I'm so happy that you guys have attended today and I've been able to speak to you. But yeah, thank you for giving me this opportunity. I hope I've spoken to you something of importance and something that you will take with you. But yeah, enjoy your time at Palisades while you still have it. It does fly by. I know that's what they tell you, but it really does. So yeah, bye.
Hi, my name is Matt Giratana. I graduated from Palisades in 2019, and I'm currently a sophomore at Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. is obviously a city. It's the capital of the United States, and here we have a bunch of different neighborhoods. Georgetown is its own neighborhood, which is kind of outside of the main center of the city where we have the Capitol and the monuments and more metropolitan area. So Georgetown kind of has we have our own campus, so we're able to have our own culture among our students and are able to have a sort of different experience than being directly in the city, but we have direct access to the city. There at Georgetown, I study French and linguistics, which is basically the study of language itself. And I've been online at Georgetown since March of 2020. We haven't actually returned to campus quite yet but we're planning for a full return in the fall. So, as a freshman at Georgetown, I did establish a daily routine, and I did join a bunch of extracurricular activities, and I was able to have a lot of flexibility with my activities in college. That was the main thing I noticed compared to high school. I was able to do any classes I wanted and do any activities I wanted. It's all basically up to you because you're there to pursue what you want to do, and that was a main difference that I really liked as I transitioned into Georgetown, that I was able to pick what I wanted to do and pick which classes I would take, and you're able to have a lot of flexibility, and it's really fun to plan your classes and see what is interesting to you and what you want to do. And while in high school you do have opportunities to take electives, in college it's really all up to you, and you can decide which path you want to go down as a undergraduate student. And relating my high school experience to my career aspirations, so I'm studying French and linguistics, as I mentioned, and throughout high school I worked closely with the language department, specifically the French and Spanish language departments, and I just felt that my experience working with the faculty at Palisades allowed me and promoted me to become a language major in college, and I'm really thankful for the language programs at Palisades. I definitely think that the requirement to take a couple language classes at Palisades is beneficial, and I would definitely encourage you to keep up with a language if it's really interesting to you or if you like the classes, because it's definitely a skill that's important for life, I would say. And I think that throughout high school, with the faculty that Palisades has in the language department, I think they have the best skills to prepare you for a college learning of language and prepare you to continue learning language in college. And additionally, talking about extracurricular involvements in high school, I believe that you definitely should get involved with anything that interests you. I was involved with theater and choir, the Madrigal Singers, and I think that extracurricular activities throughout high school at Palisades, they allow you to just have fun and enjoy yourself outside of class while still doing things for the school, and whether it's sports or whether it's choir or theater or a different club, I think it's definitely important looking ahead to college to have some sort of extracurricular experience from high school to draw upon when you're applying for colleges and when you're looking at extracurricular activities in college. It's good to have something that you're really interested in from high school as well. And they can also teach you a lot about yourself. I learned a lot about myself throughout doing choir and theater, and I think they prepare you. Extracurricular activities allow you to be prepared for college and be prepared for learning more about yourself throughout college as well.
Hello to those of you who do not know me. My name is Nicholas Caldwell, and I'm currently a freshman enrolled in the Business Honors Program at Mercy College in Dobbs Ferry, New York, which is just north of Manhattan by about 20 minutes on the Hudson River. I get to see the view from my window every morning when I wake up. I'm currently studying finance and data analytics, and I landed an internship opportunity this summer at QMB Bank in Bucks County, and I'm super excited about that. So what is daily college life like during a pandemic? Let me tell you, it's anything but normal. I love to wake up around 7 a.m. every day, and I love to get in a workout, as I think it's a really great way to start my day and be productive and keep the productivity flowing throughout the day, where I then move into my classes throughout the week. I'm enrolled in a Introduction to Finance class, my second marketing class. I'm also enrolled in a management class, my economics class, and an honors English class. Outside of waking up at a reasonable hour every day, which I love to hold myself to, I also have a job off campus. I work at a Mexican restaurant where I'm a server, busser, host, bartender, anything you could imagine. I do it all there, which is really great while you're in college. It's great to have an income, no matter how big or how small. as long as you're not losing tons of money due to loans and whatnot. I'm also involved in the Business and Accounting Student Advisory Board at my university. I am secretary for this year's Business and Accounting Board. I'm also involved in Finance Club, Rotaract, part of Rotary, which was the program that sent me abroad to Sweden my last year of high school. And I'm also involved in NABA, which is National Association of Black Accountants. So one of my favorite questions I get to answer today for you guys is, how has high school helped me pursue my career aspirations? So as you may know, many jobs require a high school diploma, and university is just one part of the way onto career aspirations, and high school as well. How did high school really help me in my career aspirations? I think throughout high school, I really learned a true sense of who I was and what I was interested in. I threw myself into FBLA my freshman year of high school, and I became really involved. FBLA stands for Future Business Leaders of America. And here I am today. I am currently a business honors student at Mercy College in Dobbs Ferry, New York. I have a job at a bank this summer, and hopefully a job at a company like Deloitte or EY next summer. High school is one of the most important and most well-respected ways to further your career development and further your success throughout life. And it's something you complete so early in life that if you put in the effort now, you will reap the benefits for so many years to come. The last question I get to answer for you guys today is, how has involvement in extracurriculars in high school and other endeavors contributed to my success in university? And the truth is, it really does not matter where you are and what you're involved in. It matters the amount of effort you put in. If you're there and you're willing to put in the effort, you will reap the benefits in the future, no matter how hard you're working. The most important thing is showing up and being involved. And without those involvements and without those connections, it's very limited in what you can do. But the truth of the matter is that somebody cannot hire and somebody cannot recommend somebody they do not know. So the amount of involvement you put into your high school extracurriculars and other endeavors throughout your high school will directly correlate to how you will be assessed one day, whether it be through applying to university, applying to a job, getting an interview. Your skills are really developing at such a young age that when you can develop them successfully at your age, you will see so much benefit when you get to a place such as university, where you see everybody competing to get to the point where you are. Thank you for having me today, Palisades. I believe that concludes my video I have for you guys today, but I do have one piece of advice I want to leave you guys with today. That is, the secret to being interesting is to be interested. The secret to being loved is to love. And the secret to having a friend is to be a friend. I'll see you guys later.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Penn State Information Session. My name is Kaylee, and I'm an admissions counselor here at Penn State. I'm also a proud Penn State graduate with the class of 2014, where I graduated with a journalism degree. We're going to go ahead and get started today, and really what we're going to talk about is how to apply, what Penn State's looking for in a student, and a little bit more about, our Penn State campuses and our pathways. Penn State is one university geographically dispersed among 20 different undergraduate campuses. So, really what you guys want to be thinking about is, what campus would you like to attend? Penn State has campuses all throughout the state, near cities, in suburbs, and even in rural areas. You also might be thinking about, how large of a campus would you like to attend? University Park is our largest campus with over 45,000 students, and our other 19 Commonwealth campuses range in size from about 5,000 or 6,000 students to as small as 400 or 500 students. And lastly, you might be thinking about living on campus, commuting, or living off campus in an apartment. So the campuses with the light blue monopoly houses indicate campuses with on-campus housing. The dark blue dots indicate campuses that don't have on-campus housing, but have apartments nearby. And then all of our Penn State campuses have students that commute from close by. So for all of you, the closest campus to you is the Lehigh Valley campus, if that's something you're interested in. Penn State has over 275 majors. So really, anything you guys are thinking about, Penn State probably has. We have things that range in the STEM fields like sciences, technology, engineering, and math. We have communications, liberal arts, agriculture, architecture, and the arts, and the list goes on and on. So, you guys can really take a look at our admissions website and see what majors we offer. Some of you also might be unsure of your major. So at Penn State, we do have what's called the Division of Undergraduate Studies, better known as Undecided, for those of you who really don't know what major you're interested in, or maybe you're in between a few different majors that, don't really have much to do with one another. Now we're briefly going to go over the degree pathways at Penn State. There are two of them. The first being the Start and Stay pathway. This is like any other college you are looking at. This is where you start at one Penn State campus and stay there for all 4 years and get your Penn State degree. All 20 Penn State campuses offer 4-year bachelor's degrees, so you can go ahead and go on their websites just to see what they offer. The second option is what's called the 2+2 plan. This is very unique to Penn State. This is basically where you start at one Penn State campus and you're there for your first 2 years, and then you transition to your graduating campus for your last 2 years. So the example here is mechanical engineering, but before I really quickly go over that, I do want to let all of you know about 95% of all of Penn State's 275 majors, you can do this 2+2 plan. So, for the mechanical engineering degree, let's say your first 2 years, you decide to go to Penn State Lehigh Valley, you will be taking your engineering major specific courses your first 2 years, as well as your maths, sciences, English, and your speech courses, and some electives here or there. And then after those 2 years, you then transition to one of these 4 campuses that offers the mechanical engineering degree to completion so that you can graduate. I also did the 2+2 plan when I was a student, and I just think it's really a great option for those of you who, maybe don't want to start out at a really large campus right away. You just want to get a feel for what college is like. But also, the 2+2 plan is great for those of you that, cost is a really big factor for you, starting at a smaller campus or commuting from home your first 2 years and then going on to a larger campus, has a pretty large cost savings that, that you guys can absolutely, learn more about at another program that we offer. So real quick, applying to Penn State. Penn State's application is pretty simple. First, you're going to apply online. You can either do this through the My Penn State application, the Common application, or the Coalition application. Then you will be filling out online the self-reported academic record. You will be self-reporting the classes you took and the grades you received in those classes from 9th through 11th grade. And then you're going to tell us what courses you took you're taking your senior year. Penn State has gone test optional for the next few years. So if you would like to submit your official SAT or ACT scores, you can, but you don't have to. There are no other additional materials required at Penn State. We don't do letters of recommendation, interviews, or long essay prompts. This is it. So what is Penn State looking for, in a student? At Penn State, we are a huge university. So we get over 100,000 applications to Penn State. So really, we are looking at academics. We are going to be looking at that self-reported academic record to see what courses you took and how well you did in those classes. We're also going to be looking at your honors. If you took any honors, AP, or dual enrollment classes, that factors in as well. And then if you decide to send those standardized test scores, we will be looking at those as well. But if you don't submit them, then, we're really just going to be looking at, how well you did in high school, because we get so many applications, we don't have enough staff or enough time to really be digging into each student's individual applications to see other activities like clubs and other extracurricular activities that you do outside of the classroom. Really, this is what we are going to be looking at, is your academics. And then here you guys can see this table is showing you the middle 50% of our students getting into University Park, as well as the other campuses at Penn State. So you can see University Park is going to be the most competitive campus, but you can see, are you in that middle 50% range? Are you a little bit lower than that? And that's okay. This is really just a range to show you where the kind of the average middle student is on that scale. So if any of you do have any other questions for me, please feel free to reach out. We are always available. You can email or call us, and I'd be more than happy to work with you, as well as, in the summer and in the fall, we will be having admissions events at all of our campuses. So go on our websites. You can register for some of those to get more information from Penn State. Thank you all so much, and I hope you have a great rest of your evening.
It's not uncommon to hear about the crazy amount of debt students have leaving higher education. And getting a job after college can sometimes be a challenge too. Pennsylvania companies are looking for the next generation of workers. Apprenticeships help bridge our skill gap while offering a lot of great benefits. But what's so cool about apprenticeships? For parents and guardians, it's the security in knowing that their children will have a secure job without going into debt trying to earn a living. In fact, it's the opposite with apprenticeships. You earn money while you learn. You literally get a paycheck while you're learning your career. And the perception about apprenticeships are changing. For students and youth, apprenticeships are cool because you don't have to take a lot of classes you're not interested in, spending a lot of time and money for a degree that doesn't guarantee a job. You'll learn alongside professionals in a field you're passionate about, so you have the skills and knowledge you need to take the next steps in your career when your apprenticeship is complete. Apprenticeships are continuing to grow, and apprenticeships offer something a typical four-year degree doesn't: a paid job with a competitive wage from day one, education, and the credentials you need for the job in that industry. You can also leverage your apprenticeship for a college degree using the skills you learn toward academic credits while avoiding student debt. And apprenticeships are growing in every field. It's not just manufacturing, construction, or electrical available anymore. You have opportunities in healthcare, IT, culinary arts, and more. Plus, in Pennsylvania, more than 90% of apprentices remain employed after completing their program, with an average salary of up to $60,000 a year or more. So if you're asking me, that's what's so cool about apprenticeships.
A registered apprenticeship is an opportunity for workers seeking highly skilled careers to be paid good wages while training for a trade in manufacturing or construction. You're earning while you learn, and you're learning a skilled trade that is valuable for the rest of your life.
I am a carpenter apprentice building a parking structure.
I am a tree trimmer's apprentice. Our job today is trimming these trees to specs.
I'm a fourth-term apprentice. I'm on a concrete crew. I pour columns, walls, vibrate, muck.
I completed a 5-year apprenticeship program in the building trades, sheet metal.
And I'm an apprentice plumber. I do mainly service and residential plumbing.
Apprenticeship consists of on-the-job training and classroom instruction. In the classroom, you learn a lot of safety, theory, codes. Out on the job site, apprentices are working under the supervision of journey level workers. A journey level worker is somebody who has completed their formal apprenticeship training.
You work with journeymen and foremen, and you work on site.
My journeymen, they have taken me under their wing, taught me some of their ways of working smarter, not harder.
I've learned everything about metalworking. I've learned how to lay out fittings, I've learned how to weld, I've learned how to cut metal with all different implements.
I'm learning major systems as far as like getting water into your house. I'm learning the small details like how to repair one little washer to make sure the faucet doesn't run anymore.
An apprenticeship takes 1 to 6 years to complete, depending on the trade. Typically, apprentices complete their training in 4 years.
My apprenticeship is 2 years and it's a 4,000-hour apprenticeship program. I'm just a grounds person right now, so I set the truck up, get everything ready for my foreman, and I watch for the safety. Every day there's something new.
Luckily, I'm towards the end. I'm a 7th-term apprentice. As a first term, you feel like you're a fish out of water. But now as a 7th term, I know what the journeyman's gonna do next.
Apprentices work only for signatory contractors and registered training agents trusted in the industry. Apprentices start out at approximately 35 to 50% of what a journey level worker makes. And then as they advance through their training, they get regular re-rates that are worked into their wage progression. When considering a trade, what I would suggest you do is to really think about the job description and the working conditions. There's so many different trades to choose from. The most important thing is that you enjoy the work, that you see yourself as, yeah, I want to wake up every day and I want to go do this.
I like just being outside, working with my hands. I love trees.
I knew that I wanted to work with metal, but I didn't want to get pigeonholed into doing one thing repetitively. And I found that sheet metal is such a diverse trade that it's impossible to get bored.
If you don't have any experience working in construction, I definitely would recommend a pre-apprenticeship program or build your resume with entry-level work. Before getting into an apprenticeship, I think it's really important to realize that it is tough work. It's physical work, it's dirty work, it's noisy work, and that's what your day-to-day life is going to be like.
Today I mucked about a little over 500 yards of concrete. Started at 3 o'clock in the morning, pump on at 4. Watching the grade and making sure my finishers don't have to work too hard, rotting back the mud. So yeah, it's been a busy morning.
I pull toilets, replace toilets, fix toilets, snake drains, clean up the stuff that comes out of the drains.
You just have to understand it's a physical job and you got to be prepared for that. You got to be able to hustle. You need to speak up, you need to speak loud. You have to be willing to accept criticism.
It's hard work, very hard work, and it's gonna be miserable some days. It's gonna be hot, it's gonna be cold, it's gonna be wet, and it's all gonna be worth it.
Type of people that do well in apprenticeship are people who are problem solvers, they like to work with their hands, they like to stay active, they like the changing environment of construction. Probably the most challenging thing for women in the trades is just that feeling of not being accepted on the job site.
As a female, you really have to earn the respect. It's just being able to prove that you can do the job and that you're strong enough to handle it.
The more women we have out here, especially the ones who are full of grit and willing to work hard, we're the ones that are going to be setting the standards even higher for men.
It's fun to be the only lady. Sometimes it's hard, but it's also like, yeah, I'm getting it done for my sisters.
It's really important for women to consider the trades because we need you. We have a workforce that is retiring, and women make great tradespeople. Registered apprenticeship is open to anyone 18 years of age or older. Most programs require at least a high school diploma or a GED. Some trades are also going to have a math requirement. Most apprenticeship programs have an application process, and pretty much every program is also going to have an interview. The better you rank, the more quickly you'll go out to work as an apprentice. Sometimes there is a waiting period before placement in an apprenticeship. In order to persevere, it takes a lot of devotion and dedication.
I would tell people to really evaluate and make sure this is where you want to go, because it's not something that's going to easily come to you. For the future, I hope eventually, I'll be a foreman, run my own truck.
I had to make that choice. Do I want this as just a fun thing to do or a career? And I've made it a career.
Women should consider the trades because it's a good living. You can gain confidence in yourself, and it may not be for everyone, but it is for anyone.
If you're interested in learning more about apprenticeship and career opportunities for women in skilled trades, visit the Western Resources Center for Women in Apprenticeship at www.womeninapprenticeship.org. We can help you understand the next steps towards becoming an apprentice and identify registered apprenticeship opportunities near you.
The IMT Apprenticeship Program was created through a coalition between employers and labor unions that understood the need for a highly skilled workforce to address the resurgence of American manufacturing. This 18-month apprenticeship program, developed by the WRTP with assistance from the AFL-CIO Working for America Institute, Jobs for the Future, and the U.S. Department of Labor, combines classroom work and on-the-job training that makes the IMT journey worker skilled and highly productive. This new certification will make U.S. manufacturing more competitive globally and also allow for the IMT journey workers to earn a living wage to support their families. What I gotta do to get a job like the one you have?
We facilitated a group of employers and unions to come together to really design this curriculum so that it would meet all their needs. We had the machinists and the auto workers and the steel workers and the electrical union.
Employers were excited to participate in the program because they were having the opportunity to directly address a key need of theirs, which is having a strong, reliable source for skilled entry-level workers.
Some of our employers were Harley-Davidson, GE Medical Systems, Ocean Spray, HB.
This allows for some standards, some professional level credentials at an entry level.
It was a no-brainer, actually, for us, because it was an opportunity for us to offer training not just to maintenance, but to our production workers also.
The entry-level skills have changed from more of a mass production line to high performance work.
They got equipment we got to run. We got a brand new line right now currently. So an investment company putting in our employees, it only makes the company stronger.
You know, we talk about lean, and we're on a huge lean transformation right now. You elevate their skills, automatically they're going to start thinking, how do I do this job better?
We don't need to just meet all the levels that all of the industrial world is getting into. We need to exceed them. We need to grow more To me, a program like this is doing just that.
The IMT Apprenticeship Program is about 2,800 hours of on-the-job training and about 300 hours in the classroom, with instructors coming from technical colleges right to the workplace.
Pure Power is able to customize their curriculum to fit their facility. Ocean Spray customizes the curriculum to fit their facility.
The core competencies of training focus on safety, interpreting production specifications, the setup, inspection, adjustment, and operation of production equipment, measurement using mechanical tools and instruments, blueprint reading, and mathematics.
You know, you have some on hands-on, some computer, and then you get classroom where you get an instructor coming in, and then there's always somebody there on hand for the 4 hours if you have any questions on anything. So I thought it was like right up my alley.
I started off as a grade 2 and I'm now a grade 5.
Brandy Dunham is the nation's first IMT journey worker, and she's a single mother now earning a living wage. Her completion of the IMT Apprenticeship Program has accelerated her personal advancement, inspired coworkers, and made her a more valuable and productive employee.
What happened with her is she'd come in at entry level, and then a much higher grade level quality position became available that has pretty stringent math requirement testing.
When I was introduced to the math class, I was a little overwhelmed at first.
And it was obvious that that instructor did a great job, and Brandy did a good job because her scores on that test were superior.
Apprenticeship provides a good vehicle for your future.
Yeah, that's good work if you can get it. And you best believe, Coach, I won't forget it.
In the recent years, a lot of the kids didn't want to come and work in the factories because they were worried about their jobs leaving, that they had no future there. But when they start investing in the training, they start investing in the apprenticeship programs, and they start moving these people up and get them into the higher paying jobs, into the other apprenticeship programs, it makes them feel a lot more security for themselves and their families.
The line is here, the work is here, it's job security for my guys, it's helping my guys get more money. It's a beautiful thing to see work coming back from overseas.
The more we create jobs, the more we create opportunities, the more advancement there is, the more people come into the labor movement, the more the labor movement grows.
As the lawyer in the room, I look at what the cost of quality and a failure to have that quality, or rework, or, God forbid, an accident or an injury. Oh my God.
The AFL-CIO is excited to not only build on this successful model that's in place now, but to continue to explore what possibilities are out there. Who can we partner with? Can we get more employers, unions, the government, educators to come together and really take what we know and expand it on into the future so that we provide opportunities for our workforce going forward?